Hello everyone. So, flying over the breach today, you can see the water's receded even further. There were tree surgeons on site this morning, earlier before I arrived. They just left as I was setting my drone up. I couldn't come first thing because I had a MOT on a vehicle I own. But apparently the tree surgeons are going to be on site for the next week or two, so I can presume they've trimmed the trees around the breach, and some more of them will be coming down, I'm sure. You can see the water levels dropped by probably over a metre now. Huge amount. Thank you very much for all the super thanks and buy me coffees, and also the many people that have subscribed in the past few days. It's been a huge help to the channel. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell, hype the videos, and leave a comment. Always try and reply to as many comments as possible. No sign of the culvert yet, but I think that'll be a long way down yet. This is quite a long update today. I actually did 3 flights throughout the day, so hopefully you'll see a bit of progress. There's a bit more water in that dry dock area on that far side of the breach, because I believe the pumps had stopped working yesterday, or the hydraulic power pack. Turn around here, you'll see a Selwood van being escorted by one of the workmen to the small new compound over the lift bridge. See them opening the security gates, the RAS fencing there, heading towards the lift bridge. And they are heading over the lift bridge. See the pump there for this half of the dam is ejecting water periodically. While they're getting out of their van and making their way to the pumps, the hydraulic pumps, power packs, will fly over and have a little look what's going on at the access ramp onto the ring road. You can see here They're tidying up some of the spoil. Lots of questions about what's going to happen to all the soil and the track materials once they're finished with it. I don't 100% know the answer to that, but the consensus from the people I have spoken to is that they are going to lift the track and put the field back to as it was. Maybe that's the reason they're only using one size of stone. Keep it the same. Normally with a road or a track, you'd put some bigger stone underneath and top it off with some finer stone. Maybe that's the reason they're not doing that. There has been one delivery of stone which looks like MOT stone. It's got some bigger chunks in, and it's also got quite a lot of fines in. So it should compact down fairly well, especially with the new pad foot roller that was delivered. Obviously that roller will vibrate as well, which will increase the compaction of it considerably. There is of course a smaller roller in the compound by the lift bridge, which hasn't really been used that much yet. Be interesting to see if that works over the top of this after this, if you like. And there's the bigger roller. So tidying up the spoil a little bit more there. So I've also dug off the topsoil that had been left at the bottom of the slope. I guess that had been left because they were using the track dumper to move the spoil quite a lot, and they didn't want to churn up all the clay bed that they're trying to use for the base of the track. That's now taken back to the clay. Topsoil's off, as you can see, and that's ready for the track to progress down and across the field. Thank you for all the well wishes of me recovering from my cold. I'm not that bad, to be honest. It's just gets a bit tedious, doesn't it, having a cough and a runny nose after a while. I think the excavator heads back towards the compound now. I wonder what he's going back for. It could be they're finishing early, or it could be they need diesel, or he could need to change his bucket or some such. Getting towards the boggy area there. Looks to be heading towards his buckets. I guess he's changing his bucket, maybe for the grading bucket, so he can smooth out some of the stone. That digging bucket's got teeth on. It's not the best machine for the job, I guess. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, he's swapped to the grading bucket, which is now on. I know that pump's not a Selwood pump, but I thought I'd check that they weren't actually being called in to work on that pump. So we'll fly across to the other side of the bridge now to see if they're working on the workboats, on the power packs on the workboats. Over the dry dock area towards the dam where the pumps are operating now. And you can see the engineers are working on those power packs. Looks like there is water coming out of the outlet, so I guess they've got that power pack working. Maybe it just needed tweaking, or maybe it did stop working earlier on or yesterday, and then they've managed to get it running, but it's worth getting it checked over when it's got such a vital job. I guess they'll be on a higher contract, so the customer, CRT or contractor, is it Kia? We'll just ring them up and they'll come and have a duty to come and check them and repair them. If there's something that they can't repair, then they'd have to swap out with a different unit. There's been that many different companies hiring equipment to the breach here. Obviously Selwood, Pioneer Pumps, the track dumpers, Gap Hire, obviously Crouch have been. So it is nice to see that they don't just use one firm, they are actually using several different ones. I believe the tree surgeons come quite a distance too. I believe they come, I think they said over 2 hours away. I'm not quite sure what the reason for that is. Maybe CRT actually just have one company they deal with. I'm not sure. I think there'll be lots of tree surgeons locally that would be more than capable. You can see the excavator starting to make his way towards the on-ramp now. And the new roller seems to be waiting patiently. Fly in a bit closer and maybe zoom in a little bit, get a better view. Like they're having a bit of a discussion there, so I think we'll break away from that shot there and come back in a second. The roller moved, they rolled out some more membrane, and the digger, the excavator, the 9-ton excavator from Flannery Hire, was another hire firm they've used. Flannery is at the, well, top half of the slope now, just before the last pile of gravel. They've moved a few cones, and there's 2 banksman workers on the road. I think they must be expecting more stone to be delivered. And here's the gravel wagon now. I guess looking at the size of the wagon, there'll be 20-ton loads. Obviously there's one chap all wearing high vis, well, both wearing high vis, one chap controlling the traffic, stopping the traffic, and the other one acting as a banksman, watching him into the site. I presume he'll reverse off the road and onto the hardcore and then tip up so as to not interfere with the traffic too much. Not 100% sure why the digger's positioned himself there and they're tipping the load there. You'd expect them to tip onto the membrane, so you're double handling it. Watson Plant Hire there, the local firm that do a lot of tar macadam, just gone past. Very good firm to deal with. As you can see, they're tipping that. You can see it's like MOT type stone with solids and fines in. Having lots of fines in, so it will actually tie together and compact well. It's good for the track, but it's not so good for, well, obviously it weighs a lot, so there isn't, for a 20-ton load, there isn't actually that much per pile, if you like. It doesn't go that far. So it will be interesting to see how many wagons and how long it takes. It seems that there's only 1 wagon coming back and 2 at the moment. I can only think that's because they're trying to get this entrance something like. Maybe once they get the entrance up and running correctly and put in, maybe they can then see about getting some more wagons on the job, speed the progress up. They just wiped any loose stone off the back of the trailer where the door closes to, and then the door's closed hydraulically, or it could be on pneumatics, so the driver doesn't need to leave the cab. And then the lorry's heading off, and we'll have a look which way he heads. I presume he'll go straight on. I presume it's towards Shrewsbury. Much like if you carry something on a trailer, it's meant to have a net over it. These gravel wagons all now have like curtains that roll over the top of the load. Just meant to secure the load so nothing will blow out as they're on the highway, on the road. You can see him heading off into the distance, and just over those trees is what looks like an industrial place. That's Belton Farm, dairy. Scrolling back now. The excavator's moving the stone around himself, and they're installing the harass fencing again for security reasons. Seems a lot of work to be digging that stone up and double handling it, if you like. That's why I can't really understand why they don't back further down the slope with the wagon. If anyone knows the reason to that, please do tell me. I'd be more than interested to know. I'm sure lots of other people would be. I say the 20-ton loads don't go very far. Two 20-ton loads take a fair bit of digging with a little 9-ton excavator. So this will go on for some time, I presume. Someone did say that they're hoping the track will be finished within 1 to 2 weeks. If that's going to be the case, they're going to have to lay on a lot more wagons bringing stone. Like I said already, if you haven't already subscribed and rung the notification bell, please do. That really helps the channel out. Thank you very much for all the super thanks and buy me a coffees. Also very, very much appreciated. Just flying over a little bit further, you can see I'm starting to mess with the roller. Not 100% sure what they're doing, but they seem to be slightly puzzled by it, looking for something. Whether they're looking for a ignition kill switch, isolator switch, that could be a possibility. Looks like the excavator's stopped for a moment, so whether he's talking to them as well. A few comments saying that it's a sheep's foot roller. I'm not convinced it is. I would say it was a pad's foot. That's my opinion. You can see the worker at the bottom of the screen picking up the Geogrid, the mesh that they put over the membrane, and tie the track together a little bit. The excavator's starting to move stone again. Well, the wagon reversed to tip the stone. You can't see much damage to the track. I know it's only one wagon, so there will be many hundreds more, but it looks fairly good. There's no big ruts that have occurred. Looks like they're going to be putting this Geogrid mesh out now. I did hover over when they were doing the membrane. Got a good shot of that being rolled down the hill. Really good shot. Looked down and realised I'd forgotten to press record on the drone. Rookie error there, but we all make them. Putting the Geogrid out. It's not quite as free rolling, it seems, as a membrane like. That's a Geogrid being rolled down now. You can see the rolls of membrane and the Geogrid aren't quite long enough, so they're having to put a little section down each side with some overlap. Bit of a shame, but needs must. Shortly moving on to the next little bit of footage I got, and we are coming to the end of the video shortly. This was like the day's end catch up, if you like. I went over to look at the little boat alongside the turning point on the canal. A few people have asked me to have a look at that, so duly noted. There I am, looking at it for you. Someone told me it was got a big hole in the bottom of it. It used to be upside down, it's now the right way up, and it seems to be holding water, so maybe it is intact. You can see there's water in the bottom of that, I think. Just go for a little look at the one tree that's been cut down there, or been cut down by the entrance and placed there. The track dumper. And then the further trees with the stumps that have been dug out. Very tidy job done. Stumps at one end, trunks in the middle, brash at the end. I never caught the name of the tree surgeons, but they clearly do a very good job. I will try and catch who is on site in that department. You can see they've spread the stone slightly down the Geogrid and the membrane, and then the roller and the excavator are together. Obviously little will happen over the weekend. Doesn't look like it's been rolled in. Excuse me. You would have thought it would have been, but so at this point I think we'll call this video a day. Thank you for watching. Please do look out for future updates, and we'll see you all next time. Thank you.